Alrighty, welcome back to Let's Play Octopath Traveler. Oh man, the music just gets me like right in the mood. It's just like the calming peacefulness of Octopath Traveler. Where were we headed, by the way? I think we were going oh no, we're about to do Tressa. That's right. About to check out Tressa's village here. Look at my gang. We got a whole gang. So yeah, we've had a wild week. We've set not one but two neon white world records this week. We finally got the big world record we've been hunting for months. And then right after that we set one more world record. And now we're taking a break from neon white, and we're going back to our main man game, Poison Arrow. We're going back to our roots. We're going back to Celeste. We're going to be running Celeste as our main game again for a while, seeing what we can do. Are these good? I feel like these are good. Oh! Dude, what? The percentages are wild. You guys are right. It's like Skyrim percentages. It says 80 actually means like 20. Oh, this is kind of worse. But it also poisons. It has better evasion and it poisons. But look at that elemental attack. Bad. I got black attire. Black attire actually looks pretty good. Maybe not. Oof. Yeah, I don't know, like, I was talking before we started the Let's Play about learning a language. I feel like you learn languages a lot easier when you're young. And I missed that train, right? I didn't start learning Spanish until high school. And even in high school, it just felt like I was never gonna actually learn the language unless I moved to a Spanish-speaking country. I mean, I took 5 years of it. And like, it just never felt like I was ever gonna really learn it. Like, it felt like I was just infinitely learning vocabulary. Why is this merchant just dots? What are you hiding back here? I can beat him up. Befuddling balm? I'm gonna beat him up.
Standest thou against me? Then come in, if thou darest. What next?
Like, I don't think it's ever too late to do anything, you know? Uh-oh.
Let my arrow fly.
Like, I don't wanna sound defeatist and be like, you can't do something when you're 30. Like, obviously you can.
The hunt beginneth.
But I do feel like if you don't learn a language really early, when your brain is more easily susceptible to learning language, then you really have to, like, go all in. Like, you really have to, like, move to the country and, like, insert yourself into the language to, like, really learn it. But maybe not. I mean, I know there's a lot of people in our community that have, like, learned stuff like Japanese and stuff, and they straight up just learned it. Just kind of like learned it from reading. Maybe that goes back to what we were talking before about like types of learners. Maybe I'm just too much of a hands-on learner. Like maybe if you're a visual learner, you can just look at language and just over time learn it. But for me, I think I would genuinely have to move to a Spanish-speaking country. Because like I said, I took 5 years of it in high school, and it just felt like I was learning vocabulary forever, you know? It never really clicked. It never really clicked in a way that was like I could just speak it to people. I always was just regurgitating vocabulary. I was always just like, what's the word for this? What's the word for that? And then just kind of saying it. Like, I knew sentence structure, and I knew how to conjugate verbs and stuff, but still, it was like, it never felt like I was speaking language. It always just felt like I was Google translating, you know? Like, I would think about what I wanted to say in English, and then I would sit there and word by word, you know, this word is this, and this word is this, and this word and this, and then I would say it, you know? And that's not really speaking the language. That you know, I'm just Google translating inside my head. That's you know, never really got to the point where it would just naturally come out.
Greetings to ye.
Greetings to ye. Scrutinize him. I don't remember what scrutinize does. Oh, right. Knowledge. What knowledge would I get from this guy? It's just a random dude. Oh, it actually worked. A young man who resides in Ripple-Tide with his grandmother. Though he lacks her prowess in trade, he still has an ability of his own, getting others to open their hearts to him. Information gleaned, smarter bartering. You have a better chance at getting a discount when you purchase items. Wow. That's kind of neat. A merchant hailing from the Highlands who carries only the best and most distinguished liquors. The tavern in Sunshade is one of his most loyal clients. He knows everything but the taste of his merchandise, and he doesn't drink any himself. A hidden item. A new treasure is available somewhere. Somewhere? Where?
Hello.
Hello. There's a cat. There's a cat meowing. Yo, congrats, Solid. You done did it. Is that the item? Wow. The widow of a fisherman in Ripple-Tide. Since her husband's passing several years ago, she has relied solely on her own fishing skills to make a living. She keeps her late husband's harpoon as a memento, unable to bring herself to throw it away. That somehow gets me a discount at the end. We're going to be playing Celeste, but backwards. Trying to beat Celeste where everything is backwards. We started it back on our anniversary streams. We're going to try to finish it today. Those stinking pirates, I can't forgive them for this. I'm getting everybody's things back, no matter what it takes. Her name is Tressa, and she is a merchant. A tiny port town in the coastlands is the only home she's ever known. Here, in Ripple-Tide, she cuts deals and stocks shelves. doing all she can to help keep her family's shop afloat. And from the quays she's walked 1,000 times. Isn't that keys? She looks out upon the endless sea and dreams of a wider world. When she is robbed by a band of thieving pirates one day, her pride as a merchant won't allow her to back down. And so she vows to set off for the pirate's den. She will need daring allies on the path she has chosen. Yeah, speaking of hard languages. Okay, so I have to choose somebody. Oh, but for some reason Cyrus and Therion are not selectable. Your protagonist cannot be removed from the party. Really? So am I stuck with Therion the entire game? Because I picked him first? That's really weird. Huh. I wonder why that is. I mean, I know a lot of RPGs have, like, you know, the standard main character that's stuck in the party, but with this game I figured there wouldn't be one. Because everyone's stories are equally as important. I kind of thought that was like the whole point of the game. Is that there's no one protagonist. So that's kind of odd to me. Also, I didn't know who I was picking when I picked Therion. So now that I'm like stuck with him, it's because I was actually thinking about getting rid of him. Because he's kind of my least favorite so far, like mechanics-wise. I do like him as a character, but mechanics-wise, I was like, he's kind of the most useless in the party right now. So I was thinking about taking him out. I've been scammed. This world is brimming with treasures, and I know that what I'm searching for is waiting for me out there somewhere. So I'll set sail for the horizon and the great big world that lies beyond. How's it going, Lovato?
Well, the shop ain't gonna stock itself. Morning, Ma. Morning, Pa.
Morning, Tressa.
Why does your dad look like an elf?
Looks like our #1 employee is ready for another day of work.
Looks like he's about to go make some Keebler cookies.
Sure am. And I'll start by stocking up the store.
Hold your seahorses, little lady. Tell me, what are the 3 things a merchant needs most?
They need to be smiley, mannerly, and early. Thought you had me, didn't you?
You're too clever for me, Tressa. Off you go.
Are my fudge rounds done yet?
Leave it to me, Pa.
Be careful out there, Tressa. Oh, those pirates have been causing trouble around the tavern lately.
Oh, those pirates, yeah?
If you see them, you make sure to keep a wide berth, you hear?
Got it, Ma. Be back in 2 ripples of the tide.
There she goes. She reminds me of myself when I was that age. Always running off somewhere, wanting to prove myself a full-fledged merchant.
Don't flatter yourself, dear. Our Tressa is something special.
Cheers.
Bless her heart. That voice actor gave it her all. I want more Marissa in this game immediately.
Oh!
Well, if it ain't the hardest working merchant in town. You even beat some fishermen to the pier. Don't sound so surprised. We both know the early bird gets the worm, or in our case, the fish. You're darn right it does. Well, here's the catch of the morning. Blue marlin, I see. A big one, too, with lots of good meat on its bones.
I can give you this much.
I can give you this much for it.
Huh?
It's worth a little more than that. This one's a whopper. I guess I'll just have to take my business elsewhere then. Your hook snagged its innards. I was willing to overlook the damage, but...
Alright.
Fine, you got yourself a deal, Missy.
Pleasure doing business with you.
Not bad.
You drive a hard bargain. You're born natural at negotiating. I wish I was wrong to underestimate ye. You got that right. I may not look like much, but I can haggle with the best of them. I learned my lesson. Well, don't be a stranger.
Yeah!
I won't. Thanks again. It is fist bump.
All right!
Next up, wine. Tressa can purchase items from townspeople. Well, what's the point of that when I can just steal it? Is this guy selling something? Some underhanded goods back here? I can't buy his stuff because I already stole it.
Hello.
Her talent is spending money. We have the finest mead. Always looking for a bargain.
Another day, another deal. A deal so good, it was practically a steal. This ought to liven up our little shop. Our little shop. Just me, Ma, and Pa. If I don't take over, who will? The ocean is so vast.
What do I really want to do? What do I really want in life? And then I wonder...
What lies beyond the horizon?
Probably like an octopus monster or something.
Drop anchor!
I haven't seen that ship around here before. Wonder where it came from.
What a dreary town. but it carries a delectable scent. Its cuisine may be promising. What's the matter, lass? You look like a fish out of water.
Is this a trading ship?
Indeed, and I am its captain.
Well, Captain, the name's Tressa. I'm a merchant in this town.
A pleasure to meet you.
I'm sure you have all kinds of neat cargo on board. Say, would you mind if I take a peek? I'd love to see what you've brought from overseas.
You have a true merchant's eye, lass. You gaze at a simple trading ship as if it were made of solid gold. Alas, I only allow passage to those I trust.
Aww. What was that? I'll go check it out.
Busy as a bream, that one.
Ah! Don't, I beg you. That's all I have left. Then we be in the same boat, matey. We got nothing left ourselves, ain't that right, Mock? Or is it Mac? Aye, Mick, and when we be needing something, we be taking it. 'S what pirates do, after all.
But...
Please have mercy.
Sir!
Captain, I got the goods from that there shop.
Nini?
There be only one captain around here, and it be me. Ah, everyone knows I be the captain, man. You're me first mate. We'll see about that, Mac, ye scurvy swine. Aye, we will, Mick, ye scabby-bottomed sea bass.
Oddscots!
Can't ye both be the captain? Fine, now show us what other treasures ye be hiding.
Hey!
Hey, stop that. Says who?
I won't allow it.
Says me. The people here are merchants and fishermen doing all they can to put food on the table. Have a heart. Don't steal what little they have from them. How's this for heart? I'll give you one chance to shove off, kid. But Best to be on your way, little one. We're doing grown-up business here. I'm not going anywhere. Well, well, what you got there, kid?
Yo-ho!
It's rainbow wine, and it be ours now. Hey! A brat like ye wouldn't appreciate it none anyways. We're doing ye a right favor by taking it off your hands. Now say thank ye. Give it back.
Lass,
That's enough, lass. But Captain,
I'd think again.
you've got pluck, I'll give you that. But they don't look like the types who will listen to reason, savvy? That lily-livered scallywag knows what he's talking about, kid. Best take his advice to heart. In this world, the strong take while the weak quake.
Bye-bye now!
Thank ye kindly for the loot, ye deck-wetting worms.
Fare thee well!
Aye, it's been a bloody pleasure.
There There's no need to pretend.
There's no need to pretend, lass. Your legs are trembling.
Oh.
It's just a cramp, that's all.
Lass,
Not even the best merchant can buy back his life once it's taken from him. I know, but... Why won't they just leave us alone? Those pirates should be at sea, out at sea. Instead, they're holed up in the caves of Maya, west of town. What do I do now? Not my wine. She carries a spear? Not what I was expecting. Longbow makes sense. But a spear? I could at least buy the iron spear. Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. It takes away all your stuff. Oh, west.
hello there.
Going somewhere, lass? Captain.
Oh.
I'm curious to know, like, what her battle mechanics are like, because you would think that she would be the one that would be, like, needing help. Like, Ophelia has the guide technique, but you would figure that she would have something like that. Like, maybe she can bribe people to fight for her or something because she's, like, so small. If I didn't know better, I'd say you were setting a course straight for the pirate's den. Awfully rash, wouldn't you say?
Well,
I know, but... And still you intend to go, I see. That must mean you have a foolproof plan of attack. And a weapon, of course. You wouldn't dare go empty-handed, would you? Only a fool would think they could haggle their wares back from dastardly pirates. I know, but I can't just sit by and do nothing. Those poor people might starve if they don't get their belongings back. On my honor as a merchant, I can't let them get away with this.
Oh?
A fine choice of words, lass.
really?
Really? Aye, if you're so determined, I won't stop you.
However?
On the condition that you let me help.
Huh?
How so? I'm willing to part with some of my wares if you think they'll prove useful on your journey. If there's something that catches your eye, consider it yours, for the right price, of course. You're not even
Deal.
helping me. You're just selling me stuff. That's not help. How's it going, Iron? I wonder if I buy these, if I can sell them for more than they're worth. Because she's getting them at a deal. Remember 13. 13 leaves.
Oh.
And what would you need sleepweed for? I'm sure those pirates must be exhausted after all that looting. So I thought I'd help them relax by slipping some of this into their wine. You're a clever one, aren't you? Off you go then, and be safe out there, lass.
Thank you.
I feel like this guy does not have our best interests in mind. By the way, Captain, why are you helping me? He's not. He just sold stuff to you. Because my eye tells me to do so. As a fellow merchant, I'm sure you understand. We appraise with our eyes, and mine tell me there's something special about you. I see. Thank you, Captain. Wrong way. It's the other way. Oh. That should do the trick. Now to make a special delivery to the Caves of Maya. How are you gonna carry that thing? And so I'm on my way to the Pirate's Den. Really? You're gonna help me? I can't thank you enough. You've got a heart of gold. Heh. Now that I've slipped some of this sleepweed into their wine, once they've dozed off, the stolen wares will be as good as mine. Kind of funny that we're Therion. I feel like Tressa would not like Therion. Eight? I got bamboozled. I got hornswoggled. He sold it to me. I told you that guy isn't helping us. I told you that guy is crooked. Slippery nut. Why buy when I can steal? Also, I got you a new bow. I wish I could get the stuff from Hanet. She had a couple accessories. So, I'm guessing these are like permanent buffs? I'm not sure who to give them to, though, because I don't know which characters I'm going to be using. I mean, I guess I use everyone during their own stories, so... You can tell a lot about a lad by the way he spends his nuts. True.
Well then. May the sacred flame shine forth.
What is the
logical course of action.
Alright, Tressa, you're up. So she's got spear attack and bow attack. Oh man. She holds the spear like a true spear wielder. Collect money from a single foe. Deal heavy wind damage. So that's it, huh?
Let's do this.
Whoa, she's pretty fast. I see an Omni chair in the chat.
You should have studied harder.
Double level up. So... Whoa! She's kinda tanky. Like, she has almost the most physical defense, and she's level 3. Her elemental defense isn't amazing. Also, she's slow. I thought she was fast, but she's actually kind of slow. Yeah, I'm kind of confused by her. I'm not really sure what she's supposed to be. I think I'm gonna have to level her up a bit to kind of see. What about her skills? Restore one's own HP and SP and cure status ailments. Wind damage to all foes. Grants a boost point to an ally. That's pretty cool. Single physical attack with 100% success rate. Pay money to summon hired help. So that's kind of similar to what I was saying before. Huh. She's kind of odd. Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to tell like what her numbers mean because she's so underleveled, but just kind of looking at like what's high and what's low, she kind of seems like she's supposed to be a tank. Just looking at her numbers, but it's hard to tell with being so low level. But like her talent just gets her money, and her skill just gets her money. She doesn't really have like anything to do in battle. It's actually kind of a lot like Therion. Alright, let me run to the bathroom, and then I'll grab Omni Chair. Yeah, like, the donate thing seems like she could maybe be a support, but that's, like, her only support ability. Everything else is, like, selfish. So, I don't know, kind of weird. Special guest. This is a classic. This is issue 200 of Game Informer magazine. And it's got like a little Final Fantasy celebration on the front here. It's a really nice clean cover. They did like a top 200 games in this. The top 200 games of all time, in which number 1 is the original Legend of Zelda. So we will not be reading the rest of the list because they're wrong. Sorry, but not even close. You blew it, Game Informer. I don't know. It's very much dependent on the criteria of this list. If we're talking like legacy and literally nothing else, then I could see it as being a potential. But we gotta be talking like legacy only. We don't care at all about the quality of the game. Like just kind of legacy and that's it. Then I could see Legend of Zelda being up there.
Not be defeated.
I still don't really think it's number one, but
May the sacred flame shine forth.
it was the editor's favorite game.
What is the logical course of action?
What is that creepy hermit conch?
Here I go.
Game Informer did a list of the 200 best games of all time, and they said Legend of Zelda on NES is number one. Thoughts?
I'll
Concerns?
do my best.
Whack.
Dilemma.
Concerns, yes. A lot of concerns. For those of you that weren't here last night, we did a game box art tier list. That was pretty fun.
Thank you.
120 bucks.
Well then.
My turn. And that's that.
If you want a quick summary of the box art tier list, basically every Legend of Zelda game post Ocarina of Time is like S tier box art.
Open for business.
And also every European cover is just the logo of the game in a white background. Well, I shouldn't say every, because you have a 50% chance of having, if you're looking at a PAL cover, you have a 50% chance of it being a logo with a white background, and a 50% chance of it being the greatest art you've ever seen. It's wild. Like, it's either just like super minimalistic, or it's like a beautiful piece of art that completely destroys the NTSC cover.
Now, what next? All light. Light them down.
Man, Cyrus is strong.
Thus ends your lesson.
I mean, we've talked a lot about, like, the greatest video games of all time, because
Ready or not?
I'm a video game streamer, so of course the question has come up like 100 times. But it always comes down to what criteria are we basing it on, because you can't really just pick a greatest game of all time. Like, there's too many different things that go into it.
Don't
My turn now. May the sacred
There's too many
flame
different
shine
criteria you can base it on.
Now, what next?
And I had a pretty hot take during New Threat, I think it was,
forth. My turn now.
where I said that I like how none of these enemies are weak against like any of Tressa's stuff except this. Like, none of them are weak against bow or spear.
Now,
I feel like they've kind of set her up for failure here. I wonder how this goes if you pick Tressa first.
Oh, flames!
Yeah, I had a pretty hot take. I said that, like, Ocarina of Time is really overrated. And that's not to say that it's not one of the best games of all time, because it is.
Oh, sacred light.
But, like, I think that it's
I hope I grow more able.
set to this, like, insane standard of, like, it's the greatest game of all time and it's not even a contest. Like, I think it's definitely a contest. I think people look back on Ocarina of Time with super rose-colored lenses. Because I think our generation just grew up with that generation of games. So people having the discussion now are like the kids that grew up with Ocarina of Time when it was revolutionary. But like 10 years from now, people are going to be like, what the heck's Ocarina of Time? Like the kids of our generation, I don't think any of them are really going to care a lot about Ocarina of Time. Like they'll think it's a good game, but I don't think it's going to be like my kids when they're 18, there's no shot that they're going to be like Ocarina of Time best game of all time and it's not even a competition. You know? Like I don't think it's holding its legacy very well. I think if anything they're going to be like Breath of the Wild is the best game of all time and it's not even a competition. Like Breath of the Wild is kind of the new Ocarina of Time for like the generation below us. And I think Breath of the Wild will probably hold its weight a little longer too.
Oh, flames! Rain! Wrong!
thus ends your lesson.
I just think that, like, I don't know. I think that Ocarina of Time has aged poorer than people are willing to say it has. I think Ocarina of Time has been given this, like, impossible legacy.
Time to teach you a lesson.
Of, like, you know...
Out of my way.
You can play it, anyone can play it at any time and just know that it's, like, incredible. And I don't know. I think that you actually do need a bit of, like... context to enjoy Ocarina of Time in its entirety. But maybe I'm crazy. I'm willing to admit I might be crazy. If you're a die-hard Ocarina fan and you want to call me crazy, I will submit. But it just doesn't give me the vibe of something like Mega Man or Doom or even like Mario 3, where like my kids give them Mario 3 and they're like, this is incredible. You know?
Oh, flames! Rain!
I think Ocarina of Time takes a bit of you had to be there. It takes a bit of like context of like if I were to sit my wife down, who does not, well, my wife's not a good example. She's akin to video game knowledge a bit more than I give her credit for. If I were to sit like my grandmother down and be like, look, this is Ocarina of Time, it's the greatest video game ever made, I feel like I'd have to like give her some context. I couldn't just sit her down and like let her push buttons and she would immediately like get it, you know? Like I feel like I'd have to be like, okay, so the graphics were like amazing for the time. Like people saw this and they were like, this is amazing, you know? I know now it looks a bit rough, but like back then this was crazy. Also, like this Z targeting thing was revolutionary for the time. Now it's like kind of hard to, like the camera's kind of wonky at times, and I feel like targeting systems have really come a long way. But like for the time, Z targeting was insane, right? And then like this big open world that you can explore with this horse, like this used to be massive. Like nowadays it doesn't seem that big, but back then this was like huge. Like the fact that you could explore this whole thing, you know what I mean? Like I feel like it just takes some context. You kind of have to like talk them through it and be like, this is why this game is amazing. Which doesn't make it a worse game. I'm not saying like it's bad because of that, but I'm just saying like does it have a everlasting legacy to where any person can pick it up and be like, this is the greatest game of all time? No, I don't think so.
Out of my way.
I think it takes some explaining, you know?
Where's the nearest
And it's
tavern?
not to say it's not the best game of all time. If you want to make the argument that it's the best game of all time, I think it's a pretty solid argument to make. But I just think too many people say, like, Ocarina of Time is the greatest game of all time because anyone can play it and realize how great it is. And I don't think so. I don't think that's really accurate. I think that it's potentially the greatest game of all time because of how good it was when it came out. But I don't think, you know, if I'm making a top 10 best games in terms of, like, legacy and, like, well, no, legacy, yes. But, like, a top 10 video games to play right now, I don't think Ocarina of Time is really in it, to be honest. I think, like, in, like, top 10 games for, like, my kids to play, for them to get into video games, I don't think Ocarina of Time's on that list either. But I tell you what, Mario 3 is probably on that list.
I've done my research on you.
But probably not Ocarina of Time.
My turn now.
Even, and this is gonna sound weird, but even Mario 64, you know, my son plays Mario 64 and freaking loves it. Like, he is all about Mario 64. There's something about Mario 64 that, like, in its simplicity, it's like amazing. The simplicity of, like, the levels and the castle and just kind of wandering into a level and learning as you go. Like, there's something about Mario 64 that kind of stands the test of time.
What is the logical course of action?
I don't know, man. Maybe I need to play through Ocarina of Time again and,
Here I go.
like, get a better sense of the game. But from what I remember and what I see, like,
My turn now.
just doesn't hit the same, I guess.
Oh, sacred light.
Let's go on base. We are playing Octopath Traveler. This is our new Let's Play. We've been playing it for, what, 3 weeks now? This is our new Friday series, every Friday morning.
My turn now.
As with all of our Friday series.
You got more than you bargained for.
And it has been incredible so far. All your kids played Ocarina of Time and loved it immediately. That's good to hear. I'm glad that you told me that.
Hey,
Because, like, that's not the experience I had with my kid. Granted, we haven't even played Zelda, but, like, you know, I set him in front of, like, my shelf of games, and they, like, immediately attached to Mario. And, like, I don't think the experience... Maybe I will. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll just, like, put on Ocarina of Time and just, like, see how my kids react. Because I'd be curious to see. But I don't think that's the experience I'm going to have with them. But I guess I can't say that till I try it, right? Maybe my kids will love Zelda. Your kids have taste, they can tell Zelda's overrated. Okay, now we're bringing in the hot takes. Ahoy there, me hearty.
Ah!
Not you again. You looking for trouble, brat? No siree, I came to apologize on behalf of my town. We should have known we didn't stand a chance against you swashbucklers.
will this do?
This is for you. I hope you can forgive us. Wine! The Cap'n'Souls be happy to see this. What is that? The Cap'n Cecil. The Captain Sus. I don't know what word they're trying to do here. The Cap'n's will. Oh, I think that's what it is. The Cap'n's will be happy about that. The Cap'n's will be happy to see this. It's like Cap'n and will be happy. The captain will be happy to see this. That extra S was throwing me off. Oh, it's supposed to be like plural captain because of earlier when they were like you can both be captain. So now it's like the captains will be happy. That's what, okay, got it. The captains will be happy about them. Hee, bottoms up. Those landlubbers didn't even put up a fight. Probably don't even know how. From the looks of it, their crusty barnacle of a town don't get many pirates. The strong take while the weak quake. And that's the way the world works. Words to live by, courtesy of Captain Leon Bastral, Scourge of the Seas.
Hi.
Aye, we set out to follow in his footsteps, and ain't looked back since. There ain't no better life than just taking what ye wants.
Sup?
Captain. I told you there ain't enough room for two captains around here.
You got that.
No, not... Thank you for the 29, man. Forgot to pause the alerts. Thank you very much for the 29. Appreciate you, man. Right, like I said, you're just the first mate.
Ah!
Set your squabbling aside, captainses. We got more wine here.
Yo-ho!
Did ye say wine?
Ah,
That kid came by, said her town was sorry for what it done. Those landlubbers are fast learners, or they're too yellow-bellied to put up a fight. Har har har.
all right!
A toast to the landlubbers. To the limp-legged jellyfish of Rippletide.
Cheers.
Cheers, mateys.
Cheers!
To the pirate in life. Stereotypical pirate. It should be just about time. All right, let's go. Yeah, I think I need to, I do plan on doing like a Zelda-a-thon one day. Because I'm pretty, like, ill-equipped to talk about Zelda. I really have not played Zelda since I was a kid. I played Ocarina, and I played Majora's Mask, and I played the OG. I played the OG, actually, like, back when it was new, which is kind of wild, and I kind of hated it. Because, I mean, not hated, but, like, the original Legend of Zelda, playing it as a kid is honestly pretty, like, terrible experience. Like, because you don't know what you're doing. Like, it's so hard to get anywhere. You just play the first dungeon over and over again because it's such an awful game to actually get through. But, like, I played Ocarina and Majora after they came out on GameCube, on the triple disc, the promotional disc. And, like, I understood a lot of what made those games great, and I even, like, subscribed to the idea that Ocarina of Time might be one of the best games, if not the best game ever made. I'm not trying to argue that point. So, like, I get it. But I hear the argument a lot about, like, Ocarina of Time being a, like, something similar to, like, Mario 3 or Doom or games like that where, like, you can just pick it up and know that it's one of the best games ever. And I don't feel like I would have that experience if I played it now. But, you know, Aaron said that his kids did, so. But I want to, at some point, do, like, a Zelda-a-thon. Tressa spotted 420 left behind. So we're just gonna get money like for free now all the time. I need to play because I only played some of Breath of the Wild, and I haven't played Tears, and I have not played some of the other like the ones that when they came out people were like eh, and then eventually they were like no wait, this is the greatest game of all time, like Wind Waker or Twilight Princess. So yeah, one day we got to do a Zelda-a-thon, and I gotta culture myself on Zelda, because right now I'm feeling pretty uncultured with Zelda.
Whoa!
Well, that was easy. Ha! That's what they get for underestimating me.